Yossi and his best friend set off on a raft, gliding into the untamed heart of the Amazon. At one point, Kevin offers to take over, letting Yossi rest his weary arms. But as Kevin steers, the calm river transforms into a beast, currents roaring and clawing at the raft. Steer toward a massive rock. The raft smashes against it, jerking violently upward. For a moment it seems they'll be thrown off, but they cling with every ounce of strength. They can't hold out forever. Kevin's mind races. He turns to Yossi. I'll swim to shore. I'll cut a vine. I'll pull you out. Yossi pleads for him not to go, terror in his eyes. But Kevin promises he'll be back. He dives into the raging water, each stroke a battle. By sheer willpower, he makes it. Now it's Yossi's turn. He lifts the machete to throw, but disaster strikes. The raft rips free from the rock, dragging him downstream. He slams into jagged stones, one cracking against his skull. Dizzy, choking, he fights to stay conscious, clawing his way through the current until he reaches a shallow stretch. Crawling out, he collapses on the mud, gasping for air. When his eyes flutter open, the forest is silent. Kevin is gone. The raft is gone. His equipment, gone. Desperate for perspective, he climbs a hill, hoping for a glimpse of smoke, a trail, anything. But all he sees is endless green. As night falls, rain lashes down, cold pierces his bones. With no fire, no blanket, somehow he survives until dawn. At first light, he pushes forward. By the river, he hears a strange sound. Following the noise, he spots a backpack drifting downstream. Throwing himself into the water, he grabs it. Inside, no food, no water, but there is medicine, a few tools, and a lifeline of hope. He swallows a pill, feeling strength surge back into his battered body. Hours stretch into eternity. Still no sign of Kevin. No sign of the rest of their gear. The silence presses in, broken only by the distant calls of monkeys. Exhausted, Yossi slumps by the riverbank. Doubt eats at him. Was this adventure a mistake? But there's no time for regret. He pulls out his map, marks his position, and sketches a note. Tucking it into his jacket, he leaves the jacket behind on a rock, a desperate beacon in case Kevin passes through. Days later, hunger gnaws at his stomach like fire. He spots fruit high in a massive tree and begins to climb. But inside the hollow trunk, two eyes gleam. A venomous snake. Panic surges, and Yossi scrambles down, heart pounding. But survival won't wait for fear. Summoning every ounce of courage, he climbs again. This time, he grabs the snake barehanded, slamming it against the tree, and he gathers fruit and snake alike. Following his map, Yossi sets his sights on Kiraplaya, a village whispered about in stories. At dusk, he makes a bed of leaves. Just as his eyes drift shut, a low roar freezes him. A jaguar emerges from the shadows, muscles rippling, eyes burning with hunger. Yossi has nothing but a lighter and a spray can. As the beast crouches ready to strike, Yossi sparks the lighter. A jet of fire bursts forward. The jaguar recoils, hissing, before vanishing into the darkness. Yossi survives another night, but only just. Still, the jungle punishes him. His head throbs with pain. When he touches the wound, he feels movement. A parasite burrows beneath his skin. Trembling, he grips his tweezers and rips it free, biting down on his screams. Later, starving, he breaks open bird eggs, devouring the half-formed chicks inside. At last, Kiraplaya comes into view. His heart leaps, until he sees the truth. The village is abandoned, silent, its people gone. His journey isn't over. He must push further to Ruprechter. By now, his body is crumbling. His feet, swollen and torn, ooze blood when he removes his shoes. Tears blur his vision. He whispers an apology to Marcus, confessing he had hidden his weakness behind cruelty. The jungle begins to play with his mind. He spots footprints in the mud. Kevin's? He follows eagerly, only to realize they are his own. He has been walking in circles. Hope collapses. But then he remembers Karl's words. Stay on the right side of the river. Holding on to that one thread of advice, he forces his body onward, battling storms and hunger. Meanwhile, in Ruprechter, villagers find Kevin unconscious by a lake. When he wakes, he begs the police captain to send help. A plane searches overhead, but the trees are too dense. Yossi hears the drone above him. He screams until his throat is raw, but no one can hear him. The plane disappears. Weeks crawl by. Officials lose hope. But Kevin refuses to surrender. He begs, argues, even offers money to a boatman who swears no one could survive this long. Finally, Kevin convinces him. The search begins again. But Yossi's mind is breaking. He hallucinates a young native girl crying in the jungle. He comforts her, shelters her, protects her. At night, he holds her close to stay warm. When he wakes, she's gone. She was never real. His sanity frays. The next day, he imagines people celebrating his survival, clapping, cheering. Distracted, he stumbles into quicksand. The ground swallows him. His gear sinks. His grandfather's notebook, his last keepsake, disappears beneath the surface. Every move drags him deeper. Exhaustion overwhelms him. Darkness closes in. Hours later, by some miracle, he wakes alive. Grabbing a branch, he hauls himself free. His equipment is gone, but he is still breathing. His body failing, his spirit breaking, he makes a shocking decision. He finds a tree crawling with fire ants, creatures whose sting burns like fire. He shakes it, letting them swarm his body. In seconds, agony floods him, every nerve screaming. But the pain revives him, shocking him back to life. Fueled by torment, he staggers to the riverbank. There, he arranges logs into the shape of a massive Y, his final cry for rescue. That night, under a sky blazing with stars, he spots a turtle crawling near. He lifts a rock, ready to kill it for food. But something stops him. He lowers the stone, sparing its life. Looking up at the heavens, he spreads his arms wide. For the first time in weeks, he feels something beyond pain: gratitude. Nearly a month has passed since his ordeal began. Kevin and the boatman reach the riverbank. The boatman insists it's useless. Yossi is gone, but then Kevin steps on the logs and freezes. They form a perfect letter. Why? Across the water, a figure stirs. Yossi. Kevin's heart explodes with relief. They rush to him, pulling him into the boat. His clothes are changed, his wounds are tended. The villagers of Ruprechter welcome him with awe, calling his survival nothing short of a miracle. And it was. This is not fiction, this is real. After returning to La Paz, Yossi and Kevin search for Karl and Marcus. Neither is ever found. Later, Karl's truth is revealed. He was a wanted criminal, a man who lured travelers into deadly traps. Yossi, however, never stopped exploring. He returned to the very jungle that tried to kill him, building a community to help its native people thrive. So, what did you think of this story? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoyed this recap, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more incredible stories. See you next time.